KSL News at 4 starts now.
Good evening. The future of downtown Salt Lake at stake here in a meeting just getting underway.
And Utah State University placing its head coach on administrative leave just weeks before the season. Deanie Wimmer anchoring our team coverage on a big sports day here in our state. And Deanie, doesn't sound like good news for the Aggies.
It sure doesn't, Mike. At 5. Now for our other big sports story, and the reason I'm standing here tonight in front of the Salt Palace, we're talking revitalization zone and making way for a new sports and entertainment district here in Utah. It will drastically change the shape of this area. Tonight, the Salt Lake City Council is getting new insights on this plan. They are meeting with the Smith Entertainment Group. That meeting just got underway. And new specialist Lindsay Ertz is keeping tabs on all of this. Lindsay, exactly what are they going to be talking about tonight?
Well, today we expect, Deanie, that we'll hear details about what's called the participation agreement. This is essentially a contract between the Smith Entertainment Group and the city of Salt Lake to reveal how some of this proposed sales tax increase could pay for the Delta Center revitalization and then the zone where you are now. And what this contract will essentially reveal is how that money all gets split. Now, we haven't seen the details of this contract yet, but I did speak with the chair of the Salt Lake City Council earlier today. Victoria Petro tells me that she is encouraged by what has been negotiated and the fact that she likes apprenticeships and job creation is included in this. She also says that it'll include elements to increase walkability in the area, improve heat island impact with all those buildings downtown, and infrastructure. Now, again, this tax money is going to be split, if it's approved by the council, between the Delta Center and the other areas 2 blocks east.
We know there's going to be sidewalks. We know there's going to be lighting. We know there's going to be public safety elements. All of those things are things that are within the city's purview that would be eligible for this. We need to see what land exactly is on the table, what the anticipated plans are. So that's why we've classified how the money can be spent instead of set specific expenditures aside.
Now, also at this meeting today, the City Council is going to discuss some zoning asks, things like allowing for unlimited building heights with design review and then changing signage and lighting rules. That could be one area where we see some differences. Chair Petro says that she thinks building heights are fine as they are now, but she does anticipate that the zoning won't block SEG from being able to accomplish any of what they're planning. Again, we expect to hear this conversation on the zoning asks and then on the contract all within the next hour. So we'll have another update for you at 6 o'clock, Deanie, with what we learn. Back to you.
All right. Yeah, each week there are new developments, Lindsay. So good that we are keeping on top of this for us. Thank you. Now, if it seems like...
I'm Lindsay Ertz. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're taking you inside the Salt Lake City Council meeting where we're learning new details about a contract between the Smith Entertainment Group and the city to revitalize downtown.
Plus, it's now legal to...
2 months away from the start of the season. Plus, the Salt Lake City Council voting on a plan here that could change the landscape of downtown. Deanie Wimmer, live for us at the Salt Palace, anchoring our team coverage on these 2 big stories here. Deanie?
Hi, Mike. I am at the heart of a proposed revitalization zone here at the Salt Palace. This area would change drastically to make way for a sports and entertainment district. The City Council is listening to right now and meeting with the Sports Entertainment Group. They're hearing new insights on the plan. New specialist Lindsay Ertz joins us live. She is tracking tonight's meeting. Lindsay, what new details are council members hearing about?
Well, Deanie, it just wrapped up behind me, and this is the contract that we've been waiting for weeks now. It outlines a contract between the Smith Entertainment Group and the city of Salt Lake on how all of this proposed tax increase will be negotiated. And probably the biggest piece of this is a ticket sales kickback, if you will, in terms of every event that happens at the Delta Center. $1 to $3 of those will go towards Salt Lake City for them to later pay for affordable housing and other state needs. Now, another term of this contract, again, which we just got in the last hour, by July of next year, both the NHL and the NBA teams, so the Jazz and the new hockey team, are required for all of their home games to be played at the Delta Center. Now, in exchange for the up to $900 million that SCG would get if this sales tax hike is approved, SCG has several commitments. Now, those include providing apprentice and internships and youth program. They'll also allocate free and reduced tickets. They will include gathering spaces within this zone. They'll also be in charge of getting Japantown revitalized and provide some public safety, and also have to include some public art in this zone. Now, this is a 30-year term, and there are damages if any of the terms are breached or the teams don't play home games here, but Smith Entertainment Group says they are excited.
We've said many times that if you gave us a perfect arena and nothing else changed, we wouldn't do this. We have lots of other options. This is because we're invested in Salt Lake City, we're invested in this community, and we're invested in the state of Utah to lift everybody up.
Now, none of this answers what happens with the Bravenel Hall or the Salt Palace. Those are owned by Salt Lake County, but this agreement does say that if Smith Entertainment Group doesn't figure out its lease before July 1st of next year, then this agreement doesn't happen without that. Now, let's talk next steps real quick. The next time this will be discussed is July 9th. That's the next time the City Council is meeting. This contract has to get kicked over to the legislature for approval. If that happens, that is when the sales tax increase could be voted on by the City Council, and that is anticipated to happen in August. Deanie, back to you.
Lindsay, you've told us all along that this is going to happen fast, and it sure is. Thanks for this update. Now to our Salt Lake City.
Coming up in just about 15 minutes. Looks like Salt Lake City's agreement with Smith Entertainment Group over a revitalization district comes with some perks.
And today the city unveiled some of those perks, which would go toward addressing issues like affordable housing. News specialist Andrew Adams is live downtown with the update. Andrew?
Well, Deanie, the most notable is a ticket fee that Smith Entertainment Group has agreed to collect here at the Delta Center starting next year. Those funds, like you said, will be directed to things like affordable housing. City leaders tonight glowed when they were asked about what they were getting out of this deal.
This is a culmination of a lot of work for us.
In a meeting with the City Council,
I'm eager to allow the public to finally put their eyes on something and for us to discuss things.
the mayor beamed during a presentation about what Salt Lake is getting out of an agreement with Smith Entertainment Group.
You know that we set out with a flagship goal of securing not only the Utah Jazz, but a new NHL team in our downtown core. And with this partnership agreement, we accomplished that goal and so much more.
Erin Mendenhall and her staff said the updated agreement includes a 0.5% sales tax increase and fees the Smith Entertainment Group agreed to impose at Delta Center events starting July 1st next year. The latter ranging from $1 to $3 depending on the price of the ticket, will produce funds that will be directed toward the revitalization district, non-family sized and affordable housing.
I feel great about the public benefits, about the security of the teams, about the revitalization of so much more than just the Delta Center.
Other perks for the city include internships and apprenticeship programs for students and subsidized tickets for community groups.
The whole goal is that we're doing this out of a mission-driven desire to lift downtown.
The mayor says the ticket fees alone will mean $100 million over 30 years for public benefit initiatives.
And that should give our residents assurance that they are going to have a seat at the table every single time any of those dollars are spent.
So what does Smith Entertainment Group get? Up to $900 million from a 0.5% sales tax increase that's also part of the deal. And where this goes from here, City Council is expected to vote on this participation agreement on July 9th. From there, the state also has to approve the agreement, and then the council would then have to approve the tax increase. Now back to you.
Yeah, the timelines are coming really quickly on this, Andrew. Thank you. This Thursday, on the 4th of July.